Previously on Ballz.
Studio with us we have Reinardt Janse van Rensburg, the winner of the Momentum 94.7 Cycle Challenge. PGA clap. Yes. Well done.
Cool, thanks for having me.
How old are you?
23.
23. Jeez, you don't look a day over like 18. Wow, and also winner of the Argus this year as well, eh?
Yeah, so 2 big races in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, those are the 2 big races in South Africa. That's amazing, man. That is unbelievable. How long have you been on a bike for now?
I started when I was 13, so it's 10 years already.
Okay.
Which race is harder?
I would say 94 is harder, but it's shorter also.
Yeah.
How long is the Argus?
110 kilometers.
Is it 110, eh?
Yeah.
Gee, I thought it was also in the 90s somewhere. But much prettier race, the Argus, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But there are more hills, there are more steep climbs in the Argus, aren't there?
It is, but I think 94.7, when we go through Joburg, it's opportunity for a race to split up. So
Yeah.
I think that makes it harder for us.
All right, so just tell us about your race. What was the... how many times have you done this race, by the way?
Plenty of times.
Is
My
it?
first time was, I think I was 14 years old.
Okay.
First time. So.
And best finish before this year?
I was second last year.
Second last year. Okay, who won last year, by the way?
Aaron Brown.
Oh, no, that's not, I remember the name. Aaron Brown. Okay. So tell us about your race this year. Everything go according to plan? Were there any worrying areas for you, or did it pretty much go as you'd hoped?
Yeah, well, it went all according to plan, actually better than planned, because after 20 kilometers on Joe Slaver Drive, we got a bit of a breakaway, and our main rivals, Bonitas, didn't have a sprinter in there, so we went the pound seats from there on. But towards the end, Bonitas put us under pressure with a lot of attacks. But yeah, we managed to pull it through at the end.
Yeah. I was chatting to Sharon yesterday as well. It kind of sounded like her bunch, her team that were supporting her. It almost sounded like it was one of them could actually have a go. So it wasn't necessarily decided that if in right position, then she's the one that's going to go. How did it work in your team? I mean, would they say if you're in the right position at the right time, you're the guy that goes?
Yeah, we had 2 plans. Basically, it was going to be a bunch sprint. Aaron Brown, we would have been working for him, but it was from a break, and then 10 kilometers out, I told him.
Cheers.
Yeah,
See ya.
no, he still wanted to win. He wanted to win very badly, but I told him because of my dad passed away 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we heard about that. Our condolences.
Yeah,
Really.
I told him, can I have a chance to go? And he said, yeah, if it's on the drag there, take your chances and go for it.
So you discussed this on the course while you were cycling.
Yeah, basically 10 Ks to go.
So didn't have the discussion beforehand saying if I'm in this position, can I? You sort of had a chat on the course.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
At what speed are you going while you're having these discussions? It's amazing how cyclists talk about they have these conversations with their teammates. How fast are you going when you talk to each other like this?
Well, we average about 45 to 50 kilometers an hour, so that's with climbs and corners and everything in it. So most of the time we are in 50 to 55 kilometers an hour.
Wow. Okay. It must have been an emotional outpouring for you when you crossed the finish line first, though, as well. Hey? Obviously, in context of what happened with your dad, and again, our sincere condolences for that his tragic passing. Just how did you feel when you crossed the line? Obviously, he was the first person. You must have been him in your mind the whole way through while you were racing for the line as well.
Yeah, it was very emotional. I wanted to win for him and dedicate it to him. And when I crossed the line, I just collapsed and I couldn't keep myself upright. And I had my brother right next to me. So yeah, it was mixed feelings. I was happy, but
yeah, obviously also.
Yeah.
Did he get you into cycling, Reinhardt?
Yeah, my dad started cycling for health reasons in Azabi, and he got me a bike, and I got into it like that.
Where you guys from?
Pretoria.
Pretoria, is it? Okay. I always wish that they would have that race in Pretoria rather. Hey, it would be so much of a nicer race. Through the, like Park Street and all of those streets, especially now with all the jacarandas in bloom and stuff as well.
Yeah.
It'd be so pretty to actually combine Pretoria into that. You didn't touch Pretoria at all, do you?
No, not at all.
You go N14.
Well, you're not doing very well.
You lost. Yeah. I mean, the N14 is as close as you come to Pretoria, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pity because I think Pretoria has got great potential for a similar kind of event like that.
But it's a nightmare with all those one-ways.
Oh yeah, in Hatfield.
Just everywhere.
Yeah, but they closed the roads down.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So you basically had the conversation. You said go for it, and you just bulleted and went off and won the race.
Yeah.
That's brilliant stuff. Now, just tell us about. I mean, you were just saying beforehand as well. A couple of. This is not the only two big races you won. You've won how many international races this year?
14 international this year.
14.
Yeah.
But whereabouts? I mean, are you obviously spending a lot of time out of the country then?
Yeah, we spent over 90 days in Europe this year. Most of the victories was in France and Morocco and Germany, Portugal.
Gee, it's amazing for someone of your age to have travelled to all those countries and be able to do that. So there's big talent going through. And what is the ultimate goal for you? I mean, is it Tour de France?
Hopefully also like Robert Hunter, stage winner in Tour de France, that'd be great. But my real dream is World Championships. There's never been a African world champ on the road. So, yeah, my dream is really to be that one day.
Well, you pretty much sound like you're ready for that now.
Not yet, but yeah, getting there.
What's the difference? I mean, what do you still need to achieve to be able to be a threat in a race like that?
It's experience. And you still have to. It's 280 kilometers world champs, so you still have to build up to that endurance and just the pure strength of the world class riders.
Reinardt, come on, do it! You beat Chris Froome in the 94.7. Where did he come?
Where did he come?
No, I don't think he was cycling. I don't think he was cycling competitively. He was just. I think he was helping Joel Stransky out. Yeah, with that, and he did it twice.
He did 2 laps.
Yeah, he did two laps of it. So that's cool. And then, and obviously, Tour de France, pinnacle for you. Do you spend a lot of time with Robert? I mean, who are your cycling heroes growing up?
The South African guys. So Robert Hunter, Daryl Impey, John Lee Augustine. Those guys really inspired me.
David George.
Don't go there. But now, I mean, this, and you're still young, so I mean, there were some great cyclists going back as well. I think Alan van Heerden won a stage or two of the Tour of, was it the Giro?
Giro d'Italia.
D'Italia, Alan van Heerden, he was a great cyclist. Arkis Bezuidenhout, I don't know if he's still around with us anymore.
No.
Robbie McIntosh. So we've had a good line of some really, really talented cyclists in this country, and it seems like it's up there again.
Yeah, well, South African pro cycling locally, it's struggling a lot this year. But yeah, internationally we seem to be getting more and more results again.
Yeah, and you mentioned the MTN Quebec side. We spoke to Chris yesterday, and we were trying to sort of drag out of him whether he'd be interested in being part of a team like that, a sort of an African assault on races like the Tour de France, and he didn't count it out. Obviously, he's got a lot of commitments with Sky. First of all, I mean, do you get a lot of people from international teams that are trying to get your services, maybe, or do they speak to you, or is there possibilities there?
Yeah, half of all the pro teams in Europe approached me this year.
Okay.
But I signed with a Dutch team, Argo Shimano.
All right.
So I'll be spending most of the season in Europe next year.
All right, cool. So there is a lot of interest as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, if there is do you see that MTN Quebec team, or maybe having an African team in races like the Tour de France and some of the big European races in future?
Yeah, MTN Quebec will be stepping up another division next year, so they'll be second division.
Yeah.
There's a possibility they can do the Tour de France already, but to get the invite, they have to be invited. So it will probably be in the next 2 or 3 years you could see them there.
Yeah.
So it's quite exciting too.
And obviously, I mean, there was guys like Chris. I mean, having a guy like Robbie maybe as part of that. I mean, there's no commitments from anyone, but yourself, guys like Chris Froome, and if guys like that are involved, obviously it'll make getting an invite a lot easier.
Yeah, you can build, if you get all the African talent, you can build a super team.
Apart from furthering your career in Europe, is that also the only way you can make it financially viable for yourself and eke out a living from cycling?
To make it in Europe, yes.
Well, to go over there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to stay here, would you have to get another job, for example?
No. Every year there is full-time professionals, but it obviously is not the kind of money you'll get when you make it in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, what the money you get now, is it enough to sustain your ambitions as a pro cyclist?
Yes, it's for now enough, but if you don't have a plan for the future, you can't can't just do cycling.
Because we were chatting to the rowing guys, and they don't have a sponsor at the moment, but they put forward some predictions and some estimates about how much it would cost to keep a rowing side, and that's 4 guys going, and not
It
talking
was
about
30
bikes.
million or something over
Something
4
like
years.
that. So it's, I mean, I can imagine cycling must be way more than that.
Yeah, we've got good sponsors in cycling. They cover all our expensive, basically bikes, everything sponsored. So, and then you normally also get a salary on top of that. So it's not as bad as some of the other sports in South Africa.
Which is one thing I was thinking after we spoke to Chris yesterday on my way home, just thinking about the whole Lance Armstrong thing and just how that affects every aspect of cycling. I mean, think about how difficult it is for guys like, and David George as well, that issue as well. How difficult it makes it for guys like Reinardt and our clean cyclists and the clean cyclists around the world, who are just doing their job now, trying to get sponsorship to be able to, because I'm sure even you and everybody gets looked at going, are you clean? Because if Lance Armstrong, after all of this time suddenly comes out and that, he's another one of the now long list of people that have cheated in cycling. It starts to make people that put money into the sport going, hold on a second, is it worthwhile doing it? Are we doing it? And that seriously puts you guys in a very difficult situation. So, I mean, that is a very selfish thing to do, what he's done. It's not just about him. It's about the whole of cycling.
Yeah, I agree. Cycling has probably got one of the best return per rand investment you make. But there comes the risk with it that sponsors don't like to take. So, yeah, the Ballz is haunting us quite big time.
There we go. Let's
the
just say it as it is. I thought you said the
I also
Boston.
thought the Boston, and I thought about it. And Boston is haunting us.
You take it whichever way you want.
And I
to.
also heard Boston.
Yeah, I thought there we go. It's pretty,
It's like, Reinhard, don't hold back.
pretty appropriate, Reinhard, anyway, even if it was that. Do you know Jean Nel?
I know his name, yeah.
Okay. He says, ask Reinhard about his naughty days in school.
That's the topic I should avoid.
Het jy kak aangevangen?
Hey,
Het jy kak aangevangen?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still in trouble for it.
Oh, serious?
What did you do?
He's still in trouble for it.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm still awaiting a bill for it.
What did you do?
What did you do?
My vice principal sued me for defamation.
Jeez, what did you do?
What's the school is it?
Waterkloof.
Waterkloof.
Yeah.
Oh, we're there in 2 weeks' time.
Get him on the show.
You better
We'll
tell
try
him
to get you off. No, you
Met jy hom gevloek?
No, you probably know this story. It was.
Oh, I know this story. Yes, tell it, but I do. Yes, I know this.
Hy's nie een van die
Is it in the
Waterkloof
papers,
vier,
man?
nee.
No.
Okay, let's get that out the way.
You sent out an email.
No,
That-
one guy at school, he took a picture of 2 gay guys sitting next to each other on a couch, and he posted a headmaster and the vice principal's faces on the bodies. So,
But you remember this? It was
No.
in the papers. It was in the papers.
A little bit of Photoshop.
yeah, so my friend printed it out and gave it to me, and I put it onto the notice board at school.
And he sued you for defamation of character.
Yeah.
And did he
are
win?
He and the headmaster happy still? Don't say anything. All right, so you're still waiting for the outcome. Is he
No.
still going ahead with it?
No, the outcome is done, but yeah, he won the case, 45,000 rand in damages,
Ouch.
and plus legal fees. So we were still waiting for the legal fees, the
Eesh.
account.
When was this? When did the judgment come out?
Judgment came out last year, 2011.
So you win the 94.7 to give all your prize money to your
The
head.
vice principal. Oh my goodness, gee. All right. Okay, Jean. So I think that's probably what Jean's referring to. They asked you about your naughty days at school.
But they should have nailed the oak that printed the thing. You just stuck it on the board.
I hope he helped you pay.
No, all 3 of us got nailed.
Oh, is it?
so-
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So are you sharing those costs, or each one get their own costs?
Yeah, no, we're sharing.
And they don't cane anymore, do they, Reinhard?
Unfortunately not. I'd rather take that.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Geez, imagine these days, defamation suit. You get sued by your vice principal. We just
Is he still
get six
there?
of the best.
No, he left there.
Okay. Yeah. Put pay to that career.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Well, listen, it's lucky to catch up with you. Thanks a lot for popping in.
What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, next is.
Do you defend both titles next year then, obviously, huh?
Well, August, eh?
No, I think this was my last race in South Africa for quite a while.
How is it? So you're heading off.
Yeah.
Where will you base yourself?
In Spain for the first couple of months, and then see what my calendar is like, and then see where I'll live for the rest of the season.
Why Spain?
It's got the best weather in winter, and yeah, it's nice climate and mountains and
Nice
sea.
chicks.
Of course.
It's also Switzerland. I think that's where Robbie bases himself when he's overseas there as well.
Are you involved with anybody at all, Reinardt?
Yeah, I've got a girlfriend 5 years now.
Not for long.
Local lady.
Yeah.
Pretoria girl.
Yeah, Pretoria girl.
Is she going to go with you?
Yeah, it's the visa issues, so
Okay.
we're trying to sort that out.
All right. Well, if you have any hassles, get a Portuguese one. It's the easiest one to get, and you can go anywhere in Europe on a Portuguese one, so it's fine. Listen, lucky to catch up with you. Congrats, man.
Thanks,
and
Reinardt.
we'll be looking out for you. We'll try and touch base with you overseas as well. So stay in touch with us on Twitter, and we'll do the same, and then we'll catch up with you over there.
Thank you very
Take
much.
your Skype with you, and good luck. Fly the flag, and may your career go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much.
Lucky to meet you, Reinardt. There we go, Reinardt van Rensburg, the winner of the 94.7 and the Argus this year, heading off to Europe now next year. We'll be basing himself in Spain, and we look forward to seeing that name doing big things in the years to come.
This is Ballz Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Ballz.co.za